U.S. Transportation Secretary Anthony Foxx unveiled a plan to develop a national blueprint for autonomous driving technology within the next 6 months at the Detroit Auto Show this week. Now, Foxx revealed that the Obama administration is proposing to spend almost $4 billion over the next 10 years to accelerate the acceptance of driverless cars on the U.S. roads and also to curb traffic fatalities and travel delays. Jose, this is coming at a time where we're already seeing a bunch of smart cars on the road. You know, Chevy has a car that connects with Siri. BMW just unveiled a car at an auto show that you can park from your key fob. So with this money, the Obama administration is actually looking to tech giants like Google and Tesla to really lead the charge on this and partner with these older automakers who seem to be struggling to keep up.
Yeah, but at the same time, they have something on their side that these new companies don't. That is the massive production lines that they will be able to give to these autonomous driving cars. And this is something serious. This is not the first initiative that they have. Back in Michigan, we reported here at the Leap the creation of M-City. This development, 8 miles by 8 mile grid, just created like a city to test these self-driving cars. The Department of Transportation and the University of Michigan are behind this effort, and it's already testing these tracks. And we see that more and more we are getting into this new phase of driverless cars. I think it's a good thing. If you think about the traffic, the fatalities that we're going to be able to prevent, and the idea that cars are one of the worst investments ever for a person. You buy a car, 60% of the time the car is going to be sitting down. In most of the time they transport only one person. So they're completely ineffective in terms of protecting the environment because they're not efficient transporting like a bus or like a public transportation. And there's the erratic variable behavior of humans. Now we create that network of cars that can talk in between them, and we can avoid people crashing.
Well, that's one of the driving factors behind this. Secretary Foxx said that if we had had autonomous driving cars on the road, 225,000 lives would have been saved last year because those are the number of accidents that happen due to human error. Okay. And so when they're talking about investing and injecting this $4 billion into the economy in this way, what they're talking about is building sort of iteratively what this technology looks like. So Google is notorious for having their cars on the roads in Northern California driving. People have taken pictures of it, they've seen them, and what they're looking to do now is say, okay, let's take this one step further. Let's see what this partnership looks like when you partner with a GM or when you partner with a Toyota, and what does that look like, and what are the steps that it will take to get the technology to the point where we'll have cars that are driving on the road talking to each other to mitigate, traffic accidents, to reduce commute times, and all of those things.
Yeah, and I think that it's little known that actually Toyota is the car company with the most autonomous driving patents out there. GM just dumped $500 million on Lyft to create a fleet of self-driving cars. So we know that the future is based on the idea that driving is going to be a thing of the past. It's going to be literally a hobby. You're going to drive because you want to. You don't have to drive. I think it's going to become the greatest thing ever. We're going to have so much free time, at least if you live in Los Angeles. If I can read, if I can get work done on my car while I commute, that'll be 2 or 3 hours of work. It's going to be a win-win situation. I don't see why anyone will stay opposed to the fact that we're going to be able to not be handling the wheel.
Well, there is still a camp of people that are saying that, you'll get my steering wheel from me when you pry it from my cold, dead hand. So there are some people that aren't happy about it. But as far as the announcement at the auto show goes, it was released yesterday that the government is planning to inject this $4 billion into autonomous driving technology. It hasn't really had the chance yet to garner any opposition, and regulators are still working out the details as to how they'll work with the automotive industry to bring this driving technology to a head and reinvent the way that human beings are commuting on the U.S. streets in the future.